And welcome back. So right off the bat, you're gonna notice that this isn't like my other videos. There's no heavy editing or anything like that. I'm just in the garage. It's cold. It's late. I'm just trying to get this done. I want to shoot a video, but at the same time, I don't want to. So it's the reason why I'm doing it like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get it done and just kind of bring you guys along. So we have a box here from Rock Auto. As you can see, we got an overflow tank. We got one upstream oxygen sensor and two outer tie rods. So that's what we're going to go ahead and get done. Here goes the existing overflow tank, and it's just kind of sitting in here. And also there's a hole, of course. I think that's caused by the hood prop, though, because the piece on the hood that holds the hood prop is broken. So I would imagine the hood prop just hangs off here while the hood is closed. And it probably just rubs all against this, and that's probably what caused this hole right here. I'm not 100% sure, but I can only speculate. So, but yeah, so I'm just gonna bring you guys along, and let's try to get this done. Now there's only one 10mm right here holding this on. There should be two, but on the original tank, this tab where the other 10mm is supposed to be, it's just like completely snapped off. So that's that. And what's nice is the new tank comes with a new hose going to the radiator. So that's a nice touch. Oh, and the overflow tank is pretty much empty. There's a little bit right at the bottom, but that's pretty much just like junk, you know. So, not really worried about it. This is the tab I was talking about earlier. This tab right here on the original one is like missing or snapped off or something. So we're just gonna go ahead and fish this inside of here. Now, if you haven't noticed, it's not really a DIY video. Like I said, I'm just kind of bringing you along for the ride. Just gonna go ahead and spray some penetrating oil where the bolts are gonna go, because this one came out kind of rough. Now I gotta go find a bolt for this one, because this bolt, obviously the tab is missing, the bolt is missing. I know my whole workbench is a crazy mess. That's pretty much how I work. I'm not really... I know some people are crazy about, you know, cleanliness and working on cars, and trust me, I want to be like that, but I just can't do it. Like, I'm the type of person to, instead of putting tools, like, away after you're done with it, I just keep stacking them up on top of each other. So, this looks like something that might work. It's just a regular 10mm, so let's go see if this fits. Yeah, so this bolt does fit, so we're just gonna go ahead and tighten this one down. Alright, that's good enough. Another one's gonna be right over here. Go ahead and peel this sticker off. Now this hose right here, I thought it seemed a little bit longer than the original one, but I guess it's not really that bad. And I think that's pretty much it for the overflow tank. I know it looks really weird. It kind of looks like it's sitting at a weird angle. And I don't want to force it too much and break it. But that looks about right. That looks like, let's look at the side. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I know a lot of people are wondering, or probably not a lot of people, you know, all three of you. But I use just regular like Samsung, like Galaxy phones like this to film all my videos. So this isn't the exact phone I use, obviously the one I'm recording with right now. But this is an old phone that's just laying around my house, nobody uses it, and it just so happens to use the same battery that's in the phone that I used to record with. So this phone's always plugged in to basically have my spare battery going, because it just, I don't know why, but on these Galaxy phones, it just eats right through the battery. And it's not really going well today. I hadn't planned for this, so the one I'm recording with right now probably has like 5% battery, and as you can see, my backup isn't doing any better. So this is what I have to deal with. Okay, so I just switched batteries. What's weird is, if I remember correctly, when I looked at the phone while it was charging, it said 18%. And I take the battery out and put it into this phone, and it says 47%. Yeah, these things are just full of crap. But now it's time to change that upstream oxygen sensor. And I'm not going to be testing any of this or anything like that, because I've already done it. The last time the car was here, I already checked it and confirmed, you know, what was wrong, which is why I had her order, you know, specific parts. So there's no reason to go ahead and check the old oxygen sensor. I know it's bad, and here's a new one. The connector on it looks like it's the same style connector as that one right there. So looks like we got the right part, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get this one off. Man, this thing looks like it has some pretty good oil leaks on it. And what else? Oh, this car, it's the Craigslist special. Customer bought it off of someone. I think paid way more than what it's worth. She's already put a lot of money into parts, and trust me, it's still not driving very well. There's so many problems with it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this oxygen sensor on. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Alright, so I got this end of the connector off. Now sure, I could just go ahead and cut the wire loom off and you know, just put like a regular 22 socket on here. But let's see if it'll participate and just come off willingly. Oh yeah. You know, I was just watching a video on YouTube the other day of Ivan from Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics, and I think it was a Subaru. He was doing a lower Subaru ball joint. I think turned into a nightmare. I mean, I freaking hate jobs like that, you know, especially when you give a quote to a customer and, well, I don't know how other people or how shops run everything, but, you know, if I give someone a quote and the job turns into a nightmare, you know, it's not like I could just go ahead and raise the price because, you know, the car is being a pain in the ass. It's not the customer's fault that the car doesn't want to cooperate, you know, so. But yeah, I mean, I felt his pain because I've been through situations like that, and it just really sucks. So yeah, but Ivan's a good guy. Puts up some great videos, does some great diagnostics. I think the first time I ever came across him is, well, through Eric O from South Main Auto. I think I saw the collaboration where they were working on that Hyundai, and it turned out that the Hyundai had like a twisted camshaft, which is freaking crazy. Let's see if it's loose enough to take it off in my hand. Yep. And there we go. Now, as you can see, this one comes with a little bit of anti-seize already on the threads. It's not much. Usually they have a lot more on there than that, but I'm just going to go with it. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here and come back when it's tightened on. There's really no need to see people, for people to see me struggle trying to get this thing on. Of course, I had to change batteries again because it died. It seems like by the time the battery dies, the one that's charging is only at about 15 to 20%. So it's going to be a cycle. There's something that I just want to show everyone. This is the actual tripod that I use to shoot all my videos. Look how cheap and chintzy it is. I mean, it's just like every 2 months I have to go out and buy a new one because they're just so cheap they fall apart. And you can see like this corner right here actually so you get the focus right there, it's actually like snapped off. And now the joint inside of here is just so loose that it won't even hold up the phone to record. So every here and there I have to pull out this piece of I don't know, what is it, just like a blue paper towel, and replace it. And that's what pretty much creates the friction inside of that ball joint enough to hold up the phone when I'm recording. So eventually it'll wear out and it won't even hold the phone up, and then I'll just have to replace that paper towel. But yep, that's a crappy stuff I have to work with. I was gonna say something else, but so let's see where we're at. I actually got the sensor all the way tightened down. I got it running up here, and now time to just plug it in. So let me go ahead and put the phone on my crappy tripod. And that's that. So now let's go ahead and lift up the car, put it on some jack stands. But before we do that, let's go ahead and put this on. I actually just got this. You can see I've only used it like 2 or 3 times. But it's nice because it's actually for the pinch weld on a car. So you like go ahead and put it like right here, and it'll let you lift up the car without damaging the pinch weld. I mean, for this car it's kind of a lost cause, but you get the idea. I don't know if that's picking up very well on camera, but there is some play there. And I know for a fact it's coming from the outer tie rod. Flip sockets. Actually just got this one and I'm falling in love with it. It saves me a trip from having to walk back to my toolbox. And since my garage is so small, I really don't have a tool cart. I just don't have the space for it. So, like if I don't got a correct socket, every single time I just have to walk back to my toolbox. Which is also part of the reason why I'm a messy person when it comes down to working on cars. Because walking back and forth just really sucks. So I just tend to like pile up the tools, where I'm at. Yeah, so last time this car was here, it got new struts on it. Reused the same springs. I just went ahead and ordered new struts, new bellows, because the one that was in there was completely destroyed, so it's got like a new bump stop and everything. But the top hat and the spring are from the original struts. And it also got and this is for both sides, so new struts on both sides, and they got brand new wheel bearings on both sides. We did the brake pads also. Yep, 17. Alright, let's see if I could go ahead and get this jam nut loose. Oh, that thing is on there good. Alright, plan C. I hate having to use these little propane torches because it's so cold in the garage right now that as you can see, the flame doesn't really come out that strong. You just gotta go ahead and give it a few good shakes, and then eventually it'll go right back to not working so well again. The struggle is real. Alright, so let's try this again. Oh crap, there's so much rust on this nut. It does not want to budge. Yeah, success. At least I think so. Alright, since the tie rod doesn't really want to separate or come loose from the inner tie rod, just going ahead and heating it up. Hopefully that'll do the trick. I've been heating it up for a while now, off camera. Oh, she's tight like a tiger. Oh man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Even this piece is kind of hot. So my original idea was to pretty much just leave the jam nut in place, and that way it'll put the new outer tie rod, you know, roughly where it needs to be. But the issue we have going on here is that they're not the same length, so that idea just gets thrown right out the window. As you can see, the new ones are shorter. So looks like I'm gonna have to get that jam nut free because it is still on there pretty good. Alrighty. Let me try just getting the correct size wrench to hold down that inner tie rod. But instead of just fighting it, I'm just going to go ahead and heat up the nut again, just to help the impact gun get it off. Not even sure if that's gonna hold. Alright, and we got victory. This thing is starting to move. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not sure if that's really doing anything since it's just kind of evaporating. But, you know. That's all I was asking for. Get it to move. Perfect. Okay, it's good enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it like that. So, yeah, this side's all set for now. And now it's time to go to the side. But you know what? Before I do that, I want to show you guys something. Something that, I thought was really funny. Well, sucks for the owner of the car, but... Because they are going straight Flintstone style. Look at this. Yep, that's just a carpet. I was not playing when I said Flintstone style. Alright guys, so I got this side all done and it actually went really easy. This probably would have been the side to get on video. You know, it would have made for a much faster video. Because everything just went like butter smooth on this side. And the nice thing is it seemed like the tie rod that was on here was the same length as the one the one we ordered. So that was also walking apart. The jam nut just stood exactly where it was originally. And the new tie rod just lined up perfectly with it. So I wish the other side would have gone as easy as this side did, but that's not the case. And I think I'm all done here. I just have to maybe add a little bit of a coolant in here and go ahead and torque down the lug nuts on the wheels, and that's about it. Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today we have a treat especial. I bet you can tell I've been watching too much AVE. Customers been complaining about sometimes like rough idling right when they turn it on, or sometimes it seems like it has a misfire. So yep, it's not looking good already. Look at that. So the best way I could figure out on how to get the oil out of there is to use my vacuum pump. So this is crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the other 3 coils out, and if there's any oil in there, go ahead and clean it out, and we know what repair needs to be done next.